He, the richest man in the world, possessed thousands of legendary songs, but at the age of 28, he had already entered retirement mode, just as he was planning to spend the rest of his life as a true fishing master. A famous pop diva suddenly showed up at his door holding a 3.5-year-old girl and claimed this was the child they had together. Right now, in a somewhat vintage-decorated living room, he contentedly held a bowl of freshly brewed braised beef instant noodles. Just as he was about to take a sip of the broth, a sudden, urgent series of knocks came from the door, yet they sounded weak. Frowning slightly, he put down his chopsticks. He slipped on his flip-flops and walked to the entryway. The old wooden door creaked open. A fierce gust of wind, carrying freezing rain, instantly rushed in. He instinctively narrowed his eyes. By the dim light of the motion sensor lamp at the door, he could clearly see the scene outside. It was a woman looking incredibly disheveled. Rainwater streamed endlessly down her chin, but she didn't care about herself at all. She was fiercely protecting a small, bundled lump, using her own body as a wall against the rain. Her hands were trembling, turning pale from gripping so tightly. His pupils slightly contracted. Even though that face was as pale as a sheet of paper, he still recognized her at first glance. The pure and radiant songstress who took Asia by storm 4 years ago. The very name that, right now in this world, was caught in the dead center of a media storm.
Why are you before the words could even leave his mouth?
Xia Qingyue looked up, revealing eyes that were utterly exhausted, yet carrying a glimmer of desperate pleading. Save her! Her voice was hoarse and broken, carrying a trembling sob as she begged him to save the child. Xia Qingyue's body suddenly went limp, and she collapsed forward. With lightning reflexes, he took a step forward, catching her firmly. What he touched was a terrifyingly scorching heat. But it wasn't Xia Qingyue's body temperature. It was the heat radiating from the tiny body in her arms. He looked down. What met his eyes was a small face, flushed red from a high fever. It was a little girl, about 3 or 4 years old. Her long eyelashes were still wet with tears. Her breathing was ragged, like a broken bellows. At this very moment, his heart clenched. A strange, unprecedented sensation, like an electric shock, traveled from that burning little body and pierced straight through his soul. It was the undeniable bond of blood. Without needing any paternity test, without needing a single word. A transmigrator. E is in existence, possessing the memories of 2 lifetimes. The second he touched the child, he was absolutely certain of one truth. This was his own flesh and blood. Or in other words, his only bloodline in this parallel world. Damn it, he cursed inwardly. The mask of laziness and casual indifference he usually wore instantly shattered. He then scooped up both Xia Qingyue and the child, turned around, and strode swiftly into the house. He placed Xia Qingyue down on the living room sofa. His movements were unbelievably gentle. If even the slightest rough handling would shatter these 2 porcelain dolls, even though Xia Qingyue's consciousness was fading. Her hand still gripped his sleeve tightly, her nails almost digging into his flesh. No hospital. Don't go to the hospital.
Well, be photographed.
Please. He looked at her terrified face. Xiao Che's eyes instantly turned ice cold. We won't go to the hospital. The child was burning up with fever. Yet she didn't dare go to the hospital. At that moment, headlines flashed through his mind. The entertainment news from the past few days. Pop diva Qingyue's chaotic private life. Secret love child exposed. Xia Qingyue faces massive breach of contract lawsuit. Blacklisted. It seemed those weren't just rumors.
Relax.
I'm here. No one is going to take any pictures. His voice dropped low, carrying an unquestionable, reassuring power. He gently pried Xia Qingyue's hand away and picked up the delirious, feverish little dumpling into his own arms. The little girl seemed to sense the change and embrace. Feeling a bit uneasy, she wriggled her tiny hands, blindly grasping at the air, until she finally caught hold of one of his fingers and squeezed it tight. His heart instantly melted. Taking a deep breath, he pulled out an old Nokia phone that he normally only used for playing games and dialed an encrypted number.
Boss.
You finally remembered you still own a financial syndicate. From the other end of the line came an elderly voice, full of surprise and a hint of teasing.
Shut up.
His voice was ice cold, suppressing a volcano on the verge of erupting. Old Chen, I need a medical team right now. Pediatric specialists. The absolute best. You have 10 minutes. 10 minutes, boss. That's a bit. 5 minutes. He looked at his daughter's pained little face in his arms, his voice chilling to the bone. Bring all the necessary equipment here. And don't drive those flashy supercars. Disguise yourselves as a community medical team. If even half a word leaks out, then fire everyone on the board of directors. Old Chen on the other end of the line immediately realized the gravity of the situation. Dropping all jokes, he replied, Understood. The Apocalypse medical team is deploying immediately. GPS coordinates locked. Hanging up, he casually tossed the phone onto the coffee table. It landed perfectly in the half-eaten bowl of instant noodles. He lowered his head, gently pressing his forehead against the little girl's burning forehead. Don't be afraid. Daddy's here. There were no blaring sirens, Nor was there the deafening roar of helicopter engines. Under the cover